the learning plan is something that's incredibly important, because what's going to happen is it is going to direct what the student does for the entire time that they're at the placement where they are. And the cool thing about a learning plan is that it's a living document. So just because you write something down in a learning plan doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that's written in stone and it can't be changed. It can be changed, and the way that you change it is you communicate with your liaison. You say, hey, I want to look at whatever it is for diversity this way instead of the way that we wrote it down. Your liaison agrees to that, and then it can be changed, and then you go from there. And the learning plan is called a learning plan because it's just that. It's the way that the student will learn throughout the process of the field placement. And the reality is that each learning plan is going to be completely different. And that's the wonderful piece of it. But again, I can't stress the importance enough of starting the learning plan early. If there are questions around what the learning plan, the direction the learning plan should take, that's when people need to contact their liaisons. If the student is concerned about areas in the learning plan, that's another time to contact the liaison. In your placement, it's going to be incredibly important that the student that you're working with gets a feel for the different levels of social work. Social work has a lot of different niches, and having been a social work student with a placement myself, I found it very, very beneficial to actually have access to places where I would be able to talk with policymakers, talk with people who were doing admin, writing budgets, doing whatever that is, talk with clients, talk with program managers, because from there I was able to make an informed decision about where I wanted my personal practice to go. So if you're in a situation where you can actually provide that kind of placement for a student, that's going to be incredibly beneficial for that student moving forward. We always want, I think, social work students to have a taste of every niche possible so that they can make the best decision on where they want their career to go. Some of us are better hospital workers than we are, advocates in the community, and that the placement is kind of where you figure that out, and that's why it's so important. It's great for a student to be able, and it's great for anybody really, to be able to sit down and hear, this is what we believe that you've done very, very well at. This is where we believe that there could be some improvement, and this is where we believe that you are absolutely fine. You have no issues, and it's just a great way to help somebody know where they need to grow.
And also how they manage kind of their time and how they prioritize tasks, because that's always a challenge for social workers, and this is their first probably opportunity to learn that, and how do I have all these things to do, what should I do first? And then I always remind students, and it's something we forget in our profession, about the importance of self-care. What are you doing at the end of the day just to take care of yourself? Or was it a stressful day? Did you have a challenging interaction with a client? And how will you process that and kind of deal with it?
Get to know your student, not necessarily like at a personal level or anything like that, but just get to know the reason why they chose to be in social work and what they hope to accomplish in social work, and try to guide their experience based on that.